Hey guys, Great 101 here. So after the recent events of Westfield, of me tired of I'm getting sick of losing it, winning it, going back and forth. I figure I'm gonna have to show the importance of positioning in the beginning, why it's so why I am so strict on it, and why I get irritated. And so to start off, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show the battle that we won, and we won by a landslide. I'm going to show two replays. I might show three of a different strategy we use and why it also kind of works so well in a certain way as well. I'm thinking I might not do that one. We'll see later in the video. I'm thinking I just might do two. Just this replay and then the replay we won, and then the replay we lost and why we lost. So starting this off, the difference, you can see that the different players in each tank. You know, some of the guys are still the same. Be later on in the next one. I'm in an EBR on this one, and I hate calling in EBRs. Now, why do I hate calling in EBRs? It's because the tank is a challenge to play. Everyone thinks that the tank's super easy, but it's not. This tank drives so fast. You've actually got to have so much focus on your driving rather than, because I'm looking at the map 24/7 as a caller. This map right here, this is mine. I have to, I'm always looking at it, always. So me not being able to, me being able to have to focus on driving takes away the time that I spent on the minimap and been able to read and respond quick enough. So before we start here, I'm going to show you just a few spots of this map that is very important and why that they're important. Okay, so a lot of clans, they take Leos or a Sturv and they'll set them right here. But the reason I don't take a Sturv or a Leo is because while Leos are fast, it's a single shot and it's a great sniper. I mean, it's a terrific sniper, high alpha and stuff like that. I like the clip potential of the bat chat, and you'll see why in just a little bit why that bat chat is so powerful. But you got to remember, your 140s, whenever you guys are coming through, you got to come right down. You got to ride this red line. Now, why do you ride the red line? Because it puts the maximum distance of these guys here, decreasing the chance you have of getting spotted. So you have a chance of getting up to here and not even being lit, because once you get past these bushes, it's impossible for them to. So I usually split a group, send about 2 guys over here and 3 guys this way. I'm thinking about maybe sending 3 guys this way, 2 guys this way. Anyways, whatever it is, you got to have someone here to put pressure on these guys to stop them from wanting to fold around and stop these guys from wanting to push in. But you've also got to have guys over in this area, and if you look, the way this ridge is, a 140 can get up to right about here before its hull gets exposed. You can see this little mountain here, this little ridge. There's this itty bitty ridge here. A 140 can get up to it right about in here before its lower hull is exposed. So you can hold down all this and start getting some fire. Now, if you look over into this area over here, the only way you get safe is if you cross and you rush and you get into here, because there is another little mound right here. Meaning you can push these guys off this flank and push them out into the open right here because they're forced to. So that's why I'm thinking maybe I want to send 3 guys here so that we can get the 3 guys to rush up to here, instantly get right here and start hitting them, and then the other guys can just start pounding and blocking these guys. Effectively, we're creating a crossfire, getting a crossfire this way and a fire this way, pushing them back. But that is a risky kind of a move in a little bit, depending on how many mediums they take. So it's kind of like you got to watch the map and make sure you take it out quick. Another thing to remember is that if you stop at any point through here, or even back here at any point to shoot whatever's in the middle. So if you're in a medium and your goal is to get up into this K0 area and this here, you have got to keep moving, because as soon as you stop, 1, you can slow someone else behind you down, or 2, you can create a part where you're off alone, and then the next video, or the next replay, not this one, but the next replay, you will see where people are bleeding because they had stopped and they didn't make it here in time, meaning the enemy got here first. Whoever gets here first has got the better advantage, and the reason they've got the better advantage is because you can create guns from here to shoot here, or for instance over here to shoot into this area and get that crossfire going. So this map is all about crossfire, and crossfire is very important. And because if you look at all the bushes, all the trees and everything, because of this gigantic hill, these trees act as great camo for these guys through here, and these trees here can also act like through here, can act as great camo. So it's all about your scouts as well. Your mediums and your scouts are your most important. All the heavies is almost like a support. They're not made to be your main battle brawl tanks. They're just there from the distance. The mediums in this scenario and most of the games on this map are the ones who are doing the heavy guns. They're the heavy tanks because if you think about it, most matches you send your heavy tanks to do your dirty work. And this in here, we are not doing that because we cannot, because we have got to get there fast. I don't know if a 260 would make it there or not. That's something I haven't tested. Something I don't really want to try because they're ginormous and they'd get lit very, very easy. That's why I like the 907s and the 140s, just because they're more stealthy and they're a little bit better on the sniping. I mean, the 260 may help getting through here, but I just don't want to take it because the stealthness of once we secure this area of the 140s is terrific. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start this off. Notice we have 3 EBRs. We've got a few heavies, just not very many, 5, and then we got tons of 907s. I think we got 5 of them here, and then 1 bat chat. Like I said, the 907's goal is all the 140s and 907s, all those guys, their goal is to get into this area while I send a bat chat right here. The bat chat is to hit them as they're crossing, so this is why I take a bat chat. So as they're crossing through here, I've got the bat chat unloading all of its clip into them, bleeding them as much as possible. And then also whenever they're coming through here, I've got these heavies right here who should be hitting. The reason I send 2 heavies here is so one that they should be enough camouflage through here, and they're far enough forward they can easily hit these guys. I mean, if you look from this position here, you've got this bush that can protect you. You can stay hidden in it, and you should be able to fire up into there. No problem at all. You should be able, there should be no issue hanging out right here near this bush right here. And you've got your other heavies, which are up top, which you can play this ridge line to kind of spot through here, and then get extra shots off if need be. It's kind of mainly to stop them if they're pushing this area. Having guys through here helps out a lot. You see, I left 1 T95 in the back, which is right over in here. Just that way, if they push through here, they can't really flank our heavies that are right here. All right, so we've got the 1 scout. Alpha did a great job on this part. He noticed he turned away. He went up to the north after he spotted that EBR. They've taken 3 EBRs just like we have. They've done the same thing. They've taken 3 EBRs, only they sent 2 down here, and we've sent 2 up here. So we go through. We're trying to. You can see I got my shot in. I'm getting hit. Now this is very important. You notice how Frog came up top? Now, why is it so important that Frog came up top? It's because he's able to come through in here light. Now, if I was Frog and I was in this situation, I wouldn't shoot, but he did. Now, why would I not really shoot? Because he could stay hidden here for a really, really long time and move at the last possible second. Now, watch him bleed. He's going to get shot by these guys on the move. Notice that they're not stopping. Now, I want you to look at our mediums. We are grouped together. We're not stopping. Notice the fire on the move has been happening. I mean, they're shooting on the move. Shooting on the move. No one's stopping here. Now, because we have got crossfire going, we've got tracks happening, and they're bumping into each other. They're causing a little bit of chaos here, and they're grouping up. So one already is able to hit that pretty hard, but look at the crossfire we've got. We've got crossfire from our heavies here hitting into this, and we've got our mediums as a massive group coming up together. You see the bat chat, well, he did get kind of hit and lit off, but he was able to get in a few shots. Frog has now moved back because he realized that his gun's important. He needs to keep his HP. I stayed. And the reason I stayed is because I'm on like 200 HP, so I don't want to risk crossing out into this open and dying. So I'm just going to hang back, get a shot occasionally whenever I can, because getting 1 shot every once in a blue moon and having my tank alive is a lot better than dying. So you can see they're already hit. They tracked quick. I'm telling people I got to get my mediums over into here. They're doing their job. They're going in like they should. And R already gets a nice, beautiful stun. I'm trapped here. I almost died. Max almost killed me, but it wasn't his fault. I was in a spot really I shouldn't have been. So now you can see that I've noticed. This is another reason why I hate the EBR, because I wasn't able to notice that quick enough. But these guys here, they're lit up. So what I have asked for is these heavies have moved up trying to get some shots into our guys here. I've asked for my heavies to engage and to distract these guns. So you notice they won't be able to hit our heavies because they're distracted by my mediums. So we take out their heavy guns. That takes out the crossfire on them, meaning that we've got map control with the majority, just a few guns through here. That means if they cross through this open, they're gonna die. They're stuck. They're effectively stuck in that position. So you can see Danny, he's starting to get hit, but I'm telling at this point I need my heavies to move in, and you'll watch that they move in this group perfectly. Everything about this went perfect. See, now look at my heavies moving together. They're rushing in, they're charging. Nobody is stopping. Everybody is moving like they should be, and I love it. I'm happy. I could never be happier. You can see the mediums are doing a great job holding off what they can. I don't have any Uh, I can't brawl, I can't hold down or anything. I don't have no armor. My EBR, like I said, I'm still here, so I'm trying to get occasional shots into here. I was loading heat, but I just didn't have the shell velocity, so I eventually switched to ABCR, which was like towards the last second anyway, so I didn't get anything. So you'll see here in just a second, once we take out the heavies, what awesomeness happens. Look at our mediums. Our mediums are nice. We're kind of grouped up. Now they're starting to put pressure, but look, the enemy is pushing towards us. So what are they doing? They're hitting the S key. This is not typical of our guys. I'm really happy. Everyone's hitting the S key here. Nope, you see them? Yep, look at that S key. They're reversing. Now, why is it important that you reverse? It's important that you reverse because if you can drag their guns out into the heavy fire, because here in a second, watch the heavy fire start to come in from support from the heavy tanks. Our bat chat is awesome. He has realized that there are guys here who are, they need to be cleaned up. They need to be killed. So he comes over for his flank. He doesn't go where the enemy is focused. He comes on for a flank so he can get his light armor and his bat chat gun in the fight. I don't have to tell him to do this. Nobody has to tell him. He's doing it automatically. He's reading the map. He is reading the locations of the enemy. He's realized that we've taken this up and there's nobody here, so he's got free range to come up behind. So, I mean, this is fantastic. I couldn't be happier. He's taking up his time to do it, and our guys are backing up, meaning the heavies are supporting him. Because look at who's killing. Dandy's killed the 907. 907's killed the Cohen, the Bat Chat. WZ Lynn's killed the 140, and then there's this. In just a second. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ally of Ash Duke killing Frog. I mean, in Duke's defense, Frog did, I don't know what he did. I mean, he charged in front. He should have just stayed where he was and just let the heavies and stuff hit them. But we had a perfect crossfire here, and everyone did what they were supposed to. Everyone got there instantly. No one stopped. Everyone kept moving. So this scenario went perfect. We end up chasing the EBR around. It took a little bit to kill him, but I am happy that this worked out very, very well. And the reason it worked out is because whenever we come through here with our mediums, everyone fired on the move. Nobody stopped to get an extra shot on this scout that was here. We just fired on the move at him and hope we hit him, hope we didn't. This next game, though, I swear, we were focused on this one, but the next one, it's like we took some meth and we just didn't pay attention. Like, I'll go ahead and I'll start the video of this next replay. Alright guys, so here we are on the next replay. This is the one that I'm very disappointed on. I mean, you can go through, you can see we've still got the same tank lineup. It's basically the same thing. We got a 907 in there instead of a 140, but it's basically the same exact thing that we had before. There's nothing really different about it. We got the bat chat, we got the three. I mean, it's the same thing. You'd think it'd be flawless execution, right? It's worked so well the last time. Now let's see how well this works. Alright, so we've got our EBR right here. Our EBRs are doing good. They got these over here going to spot up this direction. We got this other one coming over here to do the middle. Now, I mean, Alpha did very bad. I mean, I don't know what Alpha was doing. I mean, he did a good job lighting up this guy. He turned towards. I mean, was that the RHM who hit him, or was that one of our allies? Like, that's a good question, because the way that shot came in, it almost looked like it was an ally. Looks like it was the Leo. Yeah, because the Leo's lit. Yeah, it was the Leo who hit him. Alright, now, I want to show you something right here. Watch slowly where these shells are coming from. Now, Alpha made a mistake. What he should have done is he should have kept himself in this area, because seeing that his allies are shooting here, it would have risked and minimized him getting shot. Bam. And then, because the high ground, RHM's now technically in a way got the high ground, he gets rammed. Now, Alpha could have solved that by not doing a close engagement in the EBR, which is something the EBR cannot do. I don't care what anyone tries to tell you or tries to do in any EBR. The EBR it's a professional at snapshot. It's professional. It's super good at shooting on the move at people. It's terrific at it. It is extremely good at it. So you never ever want to get rid of that strong point. You never want to get rid of it on the EBR. It's a jouster. It's how it plays is it jousts. You aim towards your enemy and then you turn off with them towards the last second. Try to juke their shells the best you can. It's pretty much, that's how you play the EBR. I mean, there's nothing, it's simple, but yet it's really difficult. You need to focus more on your driving when you're in the EBR and auto-lock almost in some ways as much as you can. I mean, it's better whenever you're dueling against another EBR just to go in sniper mode and hit them. I mean, obviously, if you're skilled enough and you know that you can confidently do it. But the EBR, it's a challenge, and it's something that all of our guys, I will always stress over and over and over, you need to do. You need to make sure you work it out. And you got to remember it sometimes whenever you fire your gun in the EBR, you risk getting lit. It's not always wise to fire. It can sometimes hurt you. Now, Dust is going through, and he's doing something that's, in a way, it's kind of smart. He's definitely getting himself eyes. He's gone up to here, but he got lit because he went onto this open from this RHM that's down here. Because remember, the RHM was in this open, and Dust was in the open. This open area here, he can see him through the hill, so he got lit. So what could Dust have done? He could have just stayed through here and then come up into these bushes right here and got lights on them pretty quickly. Gold is taking a very strong position, which I did, but the route that I took was differently. Remember, I came through here, and I exposed myself into the open on purpose when I did my EBR, because you got to remember, you're fast, no one's going to be able to hit you instantly. If they do, they've got either they've got a Warpack going, or they've got incredible reflexes, and they got lucky that they seen you there. They just happen to be looking and aiming. So you run your EBR across through here, so you're able to see this open field, and you're able to get eyes on them. Now, one thing I didn't, I guess what I should do. Well, anyways, Dust is doing right. He's trying to bail out. He's lost all his HP. Now, here's another important thing that I'm going to show you. If you look right now, our Twal, I guess, loaded in late, but our mediums are together. While this one guy here is straggling behind, that ain't too big of a deal having one guy straggle behind, but our mediums are together at this point. Nothing's been lit. The game's just kind of started. Everyone's going up into position. Now an RHM's been lit. Now watch what happens. People, instead of people are shooting on the move, but then one of our mediums stops. So now we're separated. Now we're in a line instead of as a group trying to get over through here, meaning that we're exposed more. Yes, trying to kill that guy, it's important, but fire on the move. And instead of going and continuing, I mean, yes, getting the gun out is important, but he's not going to be able to do much considering it's the K0. That's our hold. Once we establish K0, they've got to try to force us out, because remember, we're defending on this. So it's, but now you've got 140 here. You've got a 140 right in here, because you can't see me, but I'm right here. You got a 140 or 907, I guess. You've got Sapper here. He had stopped. Demerican had stopped. Artois was late. Artois, either he loaded in late, his game had crashed or something. I'm not upset by that. One tank does not upset me. But now I have got two tanks here already joining the fight. The fight's already started. You can see that Gold has lit up this guy. And you can see our heavies trying to shoot towards them. You can see them trying. But, I mean, we don't have enough lights. One, because the EBR, no one can see through these bushes. No one's setting up in here to be able to see through these. And watch, because Sapper was late to the party, and he didn't get there in time. Look at the mediums that are hitting him. All of his HP is now gone, because now he's got shots coming from this direction, and he's got shots coming from this direction. And in a second, yep, there we go. Now Sapper's pretty much useless. If he would have been there in the beginning with the rest of his team, we can get here before these guys do, because either they stopped or something, but we would have been here before. You can see that the 907 made it, and me and my 140 had made it here before they did, meaning that these guys here could have easily made it. But because we stopped to take shots, we gave away our strong position. We gave them the position. Now we are caught in a crossfire because we stopped. You cannot stop when you're in these mediums. You cannot stop. Once you stop, you get yourself caught. Now there's just not enough of us. Two of us cannot stop all of these guns. There's just not enough. So while they did show they were late, and we gave them the strong position, because we no longer had this here, and we were no longer able to move guys up a little bit farther. We gave, and because we also lost our eyes through here. One, we lost Alpha due to a ram for some odd reason, and then two, we lost Dust because Dust, I mean, yes, guys, yes, getting that initial spot, it's alright, but you gotta remember, This is such a strong position right here for scouts because you've got trees that block you, and if there's bushes in here, meaning that you can come through, and this is something other people don't realize as well. You can come up, you can look through the bush, you can back up, and then you can fire, and then you can come back up again, and you won't be lit. The same thing happens on this side here. You can come up, you can light the enemy right here, you can back up, you can shoot. It's what, 10 seconds before somebody goes on lit? So you have 10 seconds to get that shot off, and then go back into your spotting area to go up and spot them again. It's This position here it's made for lights. It is literally made for it, for you guys to go through, go up, back up, make sure you're double bushed, fire your gun, and then come back up and keep it lit. So that way your gun is still in the fight. Remember, there's a 50-meter radius, so if they get too close to you, or if your gun fires, your camo value does drop. So you have a chance of being lit. But the EBR's got the best camo at tier 10 scout. So the chances of you being lit is pretty low. It's not that high. You can still effectively shoot, but you have got to back between these bushes, fire your gun, and then pull up. Just get into this area. Come back around. Do this. Everybody should do this. Even the scouts and everything should do this because they're not going to make, the mediums are not going to make it. If you're an EBR, mediums are not going to make it in time. It's impossible for them to make it in time. They're not fast enough. You can see that the EBRs get here well before the 140s do. The only thing that's got a chance of doing it is a bat chat. Now, you can see Frog has gotten himself back here. I didn't pay attention to Frog. I guess I can back it up if I wanted to, but I can't see my heavies because I'm up in here trying to brawl. But my heavies have got themselves caught in a crossfire, and the reason we got ourselves caught in a crossfire is because I can't tell where they're at. I mean, it looks like they might be up top more, and that's not where you want to be. You want to be down in here with these bushes so that way you're not lit. I mean, these guys here make sense. The ones that are up in here, it makes sense. You've got a ridge here. You play your ridge. 95 should be kind of playing this ridge. I guess it's a couple 277s or one of the the faster heavies. It doesn't hurt for them to be here because you got this bush right here to protect you to be able to hit into this as they're crossing. But they didn't have shots to cross because they didn't have the eyes that they needed to see. So it's important that our EBRs, this side of the map is really important. I mean, I can't stress it enough. I'm going to say it over and over and over and again. I guess I can come over here and show you guys. I mean, if you look at this ridge right here, you can kind of play this. You can see this. I mean, it's a typical TD thing. Usually hold down tanks are going to rock right here because a TD that does not have the hold down capabilities, they just can't work this ridge line. They're exposed and they're going to get hit hard as soon as they get lit. This here, usually some people send 50Bs through here. Now the reason they send 50Bs is one, because there's a little bit of arty cover, but two, whenever they come through here, they have autoloaders peppering them, and then they can send their heavies back over and come over and hit them hard. This area down here, there's a dip here, meaning you can send hold down tanks and you can play out through here. Like just map awareness, guys. Know these little things right here. These dip make hold down tanks. Wargaming has turned World of Tanks into hold down tanks. Anything that can get hold down, such as Russians, such as the T-95s, Super Conk, 907s, 140s, STBs, they are wrecking the battlefield, and those are the main meta tanks because they're able to poke a ridge and hide. UDES, let's see, there's some other. Sturv can get in a hull down. I mean, it's hull down tanks. Every single one of these tanks has got a very strong turret and towards a somewhat of a weak hull. It's not like the German heavies, which is where your city maps. I mean, those tanks are able to side scrape because there are no hull down positions that make them strong. I mean, there are a few. That's why people take a couple T95s or something. Let's go over on this side of the map. I mean, look, there's a dip right here. You can kind of play this. You got bushes here, so you can hit to here. Let's see. You've got this right here. You have literally got the same thing as you do on the other side. You've got these bushes right here to protect you, so you can get a crossfire up. You're within the. I mean, if you look where I'm at, you can see them. I'm over in here. If you're right in here, where these bushes are that protect you and camo you, you can shoot these mediums and get a crossfire on them as they're crossing the field. If you come up into the city through here, yes, you have got a chance of getting a strong position, but there's not enough bushes here to protect you. I mean, as soon as you fire your gun or you drive past one of these open areas, whatever in here is going to spot you, and these mediums that are over in here are going to hit you. There's not enough cover, there's not enough buildings to protect you because you're going to get caught in a crossfire. I mean, for instance, this building right here, they can shoot you through this direction, and if they've taken this over, they can also shoot you through here. So this city is not a great place to play. If you're going to play this map, these bushes through here are where you want to push. You want to push down below and get one. With the B95s, you want to get under their gun because then you're going to be shooting into their holes and stuff. So you push down this direction through these bushes so you stay hidden. Best chance of staying hidden as much as I can say. and you take them out and you push them back, you kill them, whatever. And then once you get into this area and you're secure and all these targets are dead, you've got this to camo you to go unlit and then to continue to fire into the stuff that's into the north. So remember this down through here. One medium can sometimes go up into here and fire up into this area. It's another option, but remember, there's this ridge right through here, and there's also a ridge right through here. Sending a few guns through these bushes down this way to get into the hull down is very important. You can see that they were playing it. They were playing right here. They had a few guys like 430U or something who's doing the same thing we're doing, just shooting into us. I mean, they've got, in a way, a better fire rate, a better area to shoot us because of this, and we are technically in a somewhat way got a similar type of method. It's just we got there late, so we weren't able to, one, see them and bleed them like we were on the first battle. The first battle we were able to bleed the enemy because we had our eyes and we weren't taking useless shots or what have yous. So I guess because I was wondering earlier what maybe Frog was doing, I guess we can go ahead and find out what Frog was doing in his bat chat. Alright, so there's Frog. Frog's in the wrong spot. He's got shots, yes, but the reason I like Frog, the reason I want you here, Frog, is because if you're right here, you've got this ridge to come up. I mean, yes, you got a chance of not really getting lit, but if that scout in here, once our scout comes over and YOLOs, you're out in the open, you're going to get murdered. So the reason I'd say here is, one, you can get a few shots off, and then two, you can back down this ridge and get into cover, because this area here, while it's safe from everything else, not safe from Artie, but it's safe from everything else. This is why this position right here is stronger than this. I mean, he's not able to get his shells off, so he's hitting the 95 and stuff, doing his best to hit it. The 195 got lit, the few 95s did. He's doing his best to hit. Okay, right there. That's something I just now noticed. Look at the position that our 5As are in. We have moved up into the open. Now, I know some of you guys don't want to shoot through bushes because you can't see, but all you have to see is a red target, and then you can lead that red target. Go out of sniper mode, look out above, because you can see above these limbs. You can see above them whenever you're in your tank. You can zoom out, and you can see where they're at. Aim ahead at them just a little bit. Quickly look. Go ahead, fire, and you're invisible, 2, you're going to be hitting the target because it lights up red, and you can lead your shot. Most of the tanks you fire in, you've got APCR, like the 95s, and they're able to hit those targets with high shell velocity. So make sure that you stick within this. Oh, oops, closed it. I did not mean to do that. Make sure you stick within this area right in here for your heavies. If again here, one, you're too far forward, you're gonna get hit by these guys and you're gonna get lit, and this Leo here is gonna pepper you. So you gotta be in this area, in these bushes. These trees are your protection. So this is one reason why I think we kind of lost this. I mean, earlier, another reason, I shouldn't say one, another reason. I mean, earlier you gotta figure we pushed into here and we got these heavies out. But I didn't push anybody because look at the number of tanks that are lit. There's not enough that's lit, and there's been a lot of targets who've been shooting and damaging people because I didn't have the eyes. So, lesson of the day, guys. Big lesson of the day. If you're in an EBR, remember to be aggressive, but because it's an aggressive scout, but don't be that too aggressive. Once you got to know when to disengage. Because you've got terrible DPM. So what do you want to do? You want to use the terrain to make the enemy hit you or miss you as much as possible. So you want to, go down hills throughout thing, but try to keep your distance with them. Try to keep them at that max draw so you can use the superior snapshot power of the EBR, the superhero style snapshot power to take them out. Yes, it's important to kill other scouts, but it's also important to keep your tank alive. We lost an EBR and they didn't lose an RHM. If I was to lose 1 for 1, I wouldn't be as upset. But I didn't lose a 1 for 1. I lost 2 for none. One was up on the hill with the others, but the other EBR was doing a duel that he had support, so he didn't have to get his gun in the fight. You can see clearly that there are enough mediums who were firing, who should have been firing on the move, who were firing at that and trying to get it. He knew it was a hot spot. He had to get out of there. The EBR had then officially taken the superior ground because he had support, while
The RHM at the time did not have support because the enemy was not ready. They were only up into this area right here because that's a steep hill and it takes forever to tanks get across, so they weren't able to support them. So remember that, guys, that while the tank gun is important, doing damage is important, sometimes it's not always required when you're in a tank such as the EBR that's got low DPM. Try to take out the scout, but remember, if you've got support, it's not needed. It is not needed at all. You don't need to be like there's nothing on on your forehead that says I need to take out said scout. It's you got to find that line and that safe place for you to keep your tank. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys learned a lot about the map of Westfield, because this map is a challenging map, and this map is a map. It requires your full thinking and full team cooperation. If one person steps out of place on this type of map, the way this is, because it's almost a DPM game or a waiting game, for instance, if one person steps out of that certain line and tries to, it stops. I'll put it this way: hits that stop button whenever they shouldn't, you can mess up your whole team. You have got to keep that focus. You've got to use your top skill with camo. It's all about view range and camo with this map. There's so many bushes around that if you're able to, one, double bush yourself and keep yourself unlit, you can wreck the enemy. You can see that they did that, but they didn't really do that. They ran out into the open, but we didn't have our eyes where we need to be because we went into dumb positions to allow us to get hit. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you guys learned a lot from it. I want to keep doing Westfield personally myself. I want to do it until we can get better and people can realize that you've got to be unified. Don't forget to leave a like, guys. Subscribe if you want. I guess I'll see you guys in Clan Wars.
Isn't it awfully nice to have a penis? Isn't it frightfully good to have a dong? It's swell to have a stiffy, it's divine to own a dick. From the tiniest lip